Real solutions for real people.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
Trash Panda Nation, ignite the fun, let's rock it.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back home June 30th through July 5th. Promotions include a bobblehead giveaway on the 1st, a youth jersey giveaway on the 2nd, and a celebration of the American 250th with post-game fireworks on the 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets and learn more about our weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it.
HD 97.7.2, WZZN FM Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk Radio, WZZN.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The major averages are mixed to kick off a new month of trading in the second half of the year. The Dow is advancing and on track for its 20th record close of the year. However, the tech-heavy NASDAQ appears to be losing steam as chip stocks lag after notching blockbuster gains in the second quarter. Investors are also digesting new Fed Chair Kevin Warsh's remarks at a central bank conference in Portugal. Warsh declined to say whether an interest rate hike would be announced at the central bank's meeting this month, although he did say that inflationary risks have eased since the last Fed meeting. Tech is the worst performing sector while financials are gaining, and payroll processing company ADP says that private employers increased payrolls by 98,000 in June, less than expected, but still in the range of a healthy job market. Thursday morning, the Labor Department will release the key jobs report for June. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Pilar Rybarski, invested in you.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013, 800-444-2013, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-444-2013.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
1819 News.
Hamburgers and hot dogs for the 4th of July are going to cost more in Alabama since it's now July 1st. The 2% sales tax on groceries is no longer suspended. The state tax on eligible grocery items will go back into effect at midnight on Wednesday. The short-term relief was approved by state lawmakers earlier this year for a 2-month period. The grocery tax reprieve was only temporary since state lawmakers must also balance the state budget. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A Tuscaloosa woman was arrested on Tuesday for the death of her 9-month-old baby. 29-year-old Jaquisa Knox was charged with felony child abuse for leaving her baby at home alone while she went to work. Knox called the DCH Regional Medical Center when she came home and found her child unresponsive. Further investigation by medical personnel found the baby to be underweight and have signs of injury. An autopsy will determine the cause of death for the child. A law enforcement operation conducted in Spanish Fort has resulted in 7 arrests for sex trafficking. The Spanish Fort police worked with an undercover group known as Little Tree Project. 7 men were arrested for agreeing to meet up with minors for the purpose of having sex. The Florence City Board of Education will discuss the potential installation of a weapons detection system in their schools. A board meeting scheduled this month has the proposal on the agenda and will include a vote by board members. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
3 days only. It's the Lynn Layton Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at all 4 Lynn Layton locations in Decatur. Come celebrate America's 250th birthday with free hot dogs, and the Coca-Cola wagon will be there with hot summer deals on every new vehicle. Register to win a 65-inch TV and get a free USA 250th anniversary t-shirt with any test drive. 3 days only. Don't miss the Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at Lynn Layton Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Cadillac in Decatur. 3 days only. It's the Lynn Layton Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at all 4 Lynn Layton locations in Decatur. Come celebrate America's 250th birthday with free hot dogs, and the Coca-Cola wagon will be there with hot summer deals on every new vehicle. Register to win a 65-inch TV and get a free USA 250th anniversary t-shirt with any test drive. 3 days only. Don't miss the Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at Lynn Layton Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Cadillac in Decatur.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation CAT 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Incredibly hot this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s. Heat indices could be as high as anywhere between 110 to 112. A couple of passing showers might move through during the middle and later part of the afternoon. Otherwise, we only drop into the low mid 70s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Temperatures again climbing into the mid and upper 90s.
Your Fox 54 forecast. Only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN. A compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice. Not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome, fellow Alabama friends, citizens, and patriots, one and all. This is Talk Radio WZZN, where you have your radio or whatever device you're listening on tuned to. And we are here today, and this is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer extraordinaire Brian Temple.
Now, whatever producer gets an intro like that?
I don't know.
Just me.
Just you. Well, we're glad to have you with us here today. I hope right now you are somewhere in a cool spot, because it's right now, again, it's 107 degree heat index out there. When I came in, it was absolutely brutal. The first day of July has came in with a lot of heat, and it's not going to go away. There's also a chance of severe thunderstorms today. I just took a look at the weather radar on my Fox 54 app, and I think in order to hit one of those severe thunderstorms, you just have to be kind of unlucky. because they're going to be hit and miss. They're just heat storms that are popping in and out. So today is Wednesday. So what do we normally do on Wednesday? We have the Redstone Rocket Report with Skip Vaughn. And later on our second hour, we're going to have Kate Monroe, who is one of the lead planners of some of the events for, again, our week-long focus on the 250th birthday of the United States of America. Miss Monroe is planning some events, I think a free concert at the I guess it's still Wicks Family Field at Joe Davis Stadium.
That's right.
Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that confuses me all the time. But a couple of things caught my eye today that have nothing really to do with anything in the news. In fact, the main story in the news is pretty much today is the weather across the country. But one of the things I like to focus on is first, what happened on this day in American history. And what happened in 1859 was the first intercollegiate baseball game. A little bit different scoring system back then because Amherst beat Williams 66-32 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
That sounds miserable.
That sounds like not a pitcher's duel, I would say. And Skip Vaughn, when he comes on today in the Redstone Rocket, has a little feature that he reflects on some of the best baseball movies of all time, which we will chat about. But that made me just think about baseball in general and how it came about, because there is a link to my heritage in that. Baseball was invented by Abner Doubleday in 1839 in Eli Finney's cow pasture in Cooperstown, New York, which, by the way, that is where the Hall of Fame resides right now, is in Cooperstown, New York. There have been many people who say, no, that's not really true. That's not where baseball was invented. But in 1905, the commissioner of baseball, who then was Abraham Mills, said, no, we're going to look into this. We're going to study it because we need to know where our game came from. And the commissioner and his committee is my tie to Abner Doubleday. Well, Abner Doubleday is a West Point graduate. He graduated from West Point in 1842. He was the 24th in the class of 56 cadets, and he was a second lieutenant. And later, during the Civil War, he became a two-star general. But he started baseball. He also started something else that's pretty significant in history, and that is this. At the start of the Civil War, Abner Doubleday was assigned to Fort Sumter in South Carolina, which is just across the bay from the Citadel, if you've ever been to the Citadel. And when the Confederates were bombarding Fort Sumter on the first battle of the Civil War on April 12th, 1861, Abner Doubleday was the commander of the artillery, and he fired the first Union shot back at the Confederate forces. So
the shot heard round the world.
Shot heard round the world, indeed. And that was old Abner Doubleday who did that. And, later on, he went on to a pretty distinguished career in the military, and then he moved into civilian life. But at West Point, the baseball field is appropriately named Doubleday Field. Now, the closest I ever came to fielding a ground ball on Doubleday Field was none. I'm not a baseball player. That was my favorite sport, and it was my worst sport. But, let's think a little bit about what's happened in baseball since it began. And now we have the Trash Pandas here on our station and here in our town. Well, baseball was a pretty dull game until Babe Ruth came along, and then all of a sudden he started hitting home runs like they were going out of business. And he transformed baseball literally into a popular sport all by himself. Some seasons he hit more home runs as a person than many teams did as a total amount of teams. So baseball chugs along, and then what happened in 1947? That was another significant date in baseball, because when that's Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier and began the integration of Major League Baseball. baseball was hugely popular, but it was primarily an East Coast sort of thing. But in the 50s and 60s, the gods of baseball said, let's go west, led by the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the New York Giants moved.
The formerly Brooklyn Dodgers.
That's exactly right.
They stole them from Brooklyn.
They stole them from Brooklyn, and they took them out to L.A. In 1961, Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's home run record appropriately with 61 home runs. In 1969, baseball had another big division where they said, hey, we're going to split into divisions and begin the playoffs. And that's the system we're currently under today, although it's even expanded further. In 1972, the first free agent entered the baseball market. Trivia question, you know the answer, 256-382-0724. Who was the first free agent in baseball? I know that answer. Didn't even have to look it up. And then baseball moved on. In 94, we had a player strike that almost ended the public's love of baseball, but now baseball is back stronger than ever. It's a very popular sport. It's all over TV. I watch it all the time. Can't get the Braves anymore because of some nonsensical deal with YouTube TV, but I used to watch them every night. I used to have baseball.
You didn't get Braves vision?
No, I don't know how did I paid for something, $99, and I can't find it on my TV.
Huh, well, I have to get you in touch with Steve Moulton. We watch Braves Vision in the evenings here.
Well, maybe he can tell me how to do it, because it's certainly paid for.
Yep.
I think it pops up on my phone, but not on my TV. So we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Mr. Skip Vaughn about some nice stuff that's happening on the Arsenal and some interesting stuff, and also about some awards his newspaper has recently received. And I'm sure we'll get into a little bit of a baseball discussion too. Hey, what's the 4th of July without baseball?
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
This is Jen with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Y'all need to come join us. We have so many fun things every night of the week. From Monday night, steak night, Tuesday night, karaoke, Wednesday night, we have Singo Bingo, Thursday night is bike night. Of course, we've got live music on the weekends, so y'all come join us. Meridian Street Crossing, we've got Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Come on next door to the Rocket City Honky Tonk, where we've got honky tonk music all night long. Y'all come join us. We'd love to see you.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
3 days only. It's the Lynn Layton Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at all 4 Lynn Layton locations in Decatur. Come celebrate America's 250th birthday with free hot dogs, and the Coca-Cola wagon will be there with hot summer deals on every new vehicle. Register to win a 65-inch TV and get a free USA 250th anniversary t-shirt with any test drive. 3 days only. Don't miss the Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at Lynn Layton Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Cadillac in Decatur.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle. The same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name, understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
Introducing The Golfus, Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Play over 2,000 courses with state-of-the-art simulator technology, perfect for golfers of all skill levels. For a limited time, grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month, or book with our grand opening pricing. It's the best value in Huntsville. Check us out at thegolfus.com.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. Boy, Brian, I just hit that key. You gave me the sign. And right as the music got good, I jumped right in there.
And they said I'd never use what I learned in marching band ever again.
Well, I certainly won't use what I learned, which was nothing. But hey, we're back on the point with Bill Crawford. This is Talk Radio WZZN. And as per usual on Wednesday afternoons, we are joined by the editor of, and I'm going to say this, of the award-winning Redstone Rocket. Skip, congratulations.
Well, thank you, Bill. I mean, it's not me. It's not just me. It's a team. We have a great team out here. But we feel so blessed to having brought home the first place for General Excellence Award in the state of Alabama from the Alabama Press Association.
Oh, hey, that's just awesome. You know, and I was really looking at that article, and I wasn't taken by surprise, but I just went, holy mackerel. You had 22 first place awards, 51 papers submitted, 1,727 entries, and you guys. So tell our listeners what category E is, because I'm sure I'm not, and none of our folks are familiar with that.
What's the weeklies, campus newspapers, things like that? Category, the largest category would be the dailies, and there's not many dailies left. I can tell you firsthand, having spent the first part of my career at the Huntsville Times. The Huntsville Times is no longer in print, but there are some daily newspapers, larger newspapers, and they have their own category. But there were 51 publications statewide that competed in their particular categories, and we were the only Army newspaper that competed. And we brought home first place for General Excellence, and this marks the third time in the past 6 years that we've gotten first place. The other 3 years we've gotten second place. So, I mean, we've just brought home either first or second every year.
Well, now
that's some heady territory to be living in.
Thank you. And again, it's not just me. It's our team. We have a great team of professionals. The Army, the other organizations here on Post that contribute, our publisher, Tennessee Valley Media. We just have a great team.
Now, these are not the Keith Ware Awards, are they?
No, that's the Army's own competition. Well, we participate. We compete in the Army, the Alabama Press Association Awards, which are all of these newspapers statewide.
Well, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I recall a few years ago, I sent Mr. Skip Vaughn a Christmas story I wrote, and it won a Keith Ware Award. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
I feel like sort of like an adjunct member of the Rocket staff, but not really.
There you go. You're part of our team, Bill. You're part of our team.
Well, everybody on the Arsenal, when you think about it, they're part of the Rocket team because you cover everything that happens out there. So does that mean anything to you guys that are on the team? Do you get any sort of special recognition from the leadership, or is it just within the community of those who publish newspapers?
And we're considered a major communications tool, a major information source, and so the leadership always lets us know when stuff is going on. They want us to spread the word, and so we get up on the mountaintop every week and we yell as loud as we can. We're considered the voice of our community here, and we feel as though it's a wider voice, particularly in this community, since we don't have a daily newspaper like we used to.
Well, let me ask you this, just a kind of an in general question, and then we'll get back to stuff that's happening around this neck of the woods. You know, as I spent all my life pretty much in the military, you know, every base had a newspaper, and we look forward to it all the time. When I was over in Germany, we had the Stars and Stripes. Or post-military news, because I know there's a couple more bases in Alabama. Are post-military newspapers just not? Are they going away like regular newspapers have, and we're just lucky to still have one here?
In general, that's true. There are, the last word I got, there were 6 Army publications that are actually in print. The rest are online. That seems to be the trend. Everybody's going digital, and we're fortunate. Many years ago, somebody had the foresight to decide to do it this way, where the Army would get a free publication, and we would have a civilian enterprise publisher, a publication company that would make their money through advertising, and in turn give the Army a free newspaper. And that's it's called the civilian enterprise publication, as opposed to an Army authorized publication. Army authorized publications, for the most part, have gone away, and those are the publications that the Army pays for. And so, because we have an arrangement where we're a civilian enterprise publication, a private company makes their own money through advertising, and the Army in turn gets a free publication.
Well, let me ask you this, and if you can answer, if you're allowed to answer this question, is that a relationship that's going to stand around for quite some time, or is it like a year-by-year thing, or how's that work?
Well, it's a contract that you entered in, even though there's no money that changes hands. It's a publication contract, and that's there's annual renewals for that, and at the end of five years, you have to recompete it. And so you give other companies a chance to compete to publish your newspaper. But it's a great idea. I mean, I'm glad that obviously that somebody had the foresight back in 1952 when the Redstone Rocket started publication to make us a civilian enterprise publication and not an Army authorized publication. So we're able to survive.
Well, I know this. I'm one who likes to have a paper in my hands and reading it. And I know before I came here today, I had to go to the VA clinic to do a little medical business. And there were tons and tons of veterans sitting out there reading the Redstone Rocket. So that ought to warm the cockles of your heart.
Yes, it does. I mean, I'm a baby boomer too, and I like having a paper in my hands. And we still run box scores. I mean, we do box scores on softball games. We do box scores on kickball games. I mean, old school. Us people who are baby boomers. We still enjoy having a paper in our hand.
Yeah, people like you and I who grew up probably reading the sporting news and reading every box score in there. I know I did. So
yes, sir. That is correct. That is correct.
Well, the front page of the newspaper gives some news that I know I don't like, and it's probably going to not be liked by a lot of the occupants and people who travel and come in and out of Redstone Arsenal, and that is the closure of Gate 3. So that's your lead story, Skip. When's it start?
Yes, it's going to start Monday, July the 6th. It's a decision we didn't want to come to, but, I mean, our hand was forced. We just don't have the guard force. We don't have the manning to run all the gates like we would like to, like the community is used to. And so we're having to take some steps in order to keep Redstone Arsenal secure. And so that's a major step we have to make as a temporary action. As soon as we get enough guards, we're going to reopen Gate 3. But as of this coming Monday, Gate 3 will be closed.
And that is a shame. As my wife and I like to say, we are Gate 3 people. But I want to move to another story because this organization you reported on is near and dear to my heart, and that is the story that Eric Schultz did about the opening of Still Serving Veterans' new headquarters. Pretty big story you did on those guys.
Yes. I mean, it's a great organization. They help connect our veterans with potential careers. They help connect them with jobs. They also, in addition to opening their fourth building in their history, they celebrated their 20th anniversary. And so it was a big day for them last Thursday.
Well, it was a big deal, and one thing I noticed in there was that they gave a pretty much a lifetime achievement award to retired Major Scott Smiley, and I have met Scott Smiley before. If you're not familiar with his story, he was a veteran who was blinded. He decided to fight back, and the Army let him stay in the Army, and he actually commanded a unit in the Army as a blind, non-seeing captain, and he wrote a book called Hope Unseen, and he actually came here to Huntsville and spoke to the local West Point alumni group, and I was very fascinated with him, and I really liked the story you guys did on that. It was great. So tell us some other interesting stuff that's scattered throughout the Redstone rocket.
Well, last week also was a big day for our Korean War veterans. I know that the Korean War is generally considered the forgotten war, but as far as Redstone Arsenal is concerned, it'll never be forgotten. And we owe those Korean War veterans a debt that this country is still repaying. And so we honored our Korean War veterans with the luncheon, the 20th annual luncheon, last Thursday at the summit here on Post.
And I noticed the kind of the key speaker was, other than General Lawrence, who is the key speaker at most everything out there, as rightfully so. But K.C. Bertling was a speaker and a presenter at that program, and we've had her on the show a couple of times. She kind of leads the charge for Korean War veteran recognition here in the Huntsville area. So glad you could get a good photo of her in the paper. Tell us some more. Tell us more.
Okay, we have we announced that we're going to have a mini college fair July 29th at the Java Cafe in the Persian Welcome Center. It'll be from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that will have representatives from our three partner colleges on Post, Columbia College, Athens State University, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So people who want to learn more about the opportunities for college classes on Post, they should come to this mini college fair, July 29th.
Well, and I would also add to that, if you've never been to the Java Cafe before, you may want to show up just a little early and have lunch there because they have an outstanding menu. My favorite there is a sandwich called the Tuscan. I go there all the time. Well, One thing I want to know, though, is I was looking at this story about that Marion did about the boat, the anti-suicide boat. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you didn't write it, but I'm sure you had to edit it.
I edited it, yes, sir. It's the Coast Guard, one of their rescue boats that has been decommissioned. They dedicated it on for the campaign to prevent veteran suicide, because veteran suicide is a major problem nationwide, and so they want to spearhead that campaign to stop veteran suicide in the country.
Well, and there has been a big campaign on that for quite some time, and it used to be you were supposed to do 22 push-ups because there were 22 suicides every day or something like that, and myself and my friends got together and on my deck, and we all did the push-ups. We could still do it.
I got you.
Well, tell us a little bit about the AVMIC Center, who a lot of that's where I used to work. My former director, everybody in that photo is somebody that I know. Well, they were, recognized at an AUSA seminar?
Yes, that was really, this is a follow-up to the story we had in last week's paper about the AUSA local chapter, Huntsville Redstone chapter, Army's VA Civilian of the Year. And so a lot of those honorees, a lot of those ones that were nominated, and plus including the individual who won that award, were from the Aviation and Missile Center, where you used to work, AVMIC.
That's right. Or when I started there, it was called AMRDEC. But a bunch of fine people there. Dr. Kirsch leading the way. He's the head of AVMIC. And now I want to switch gears, because this next topic you and I could probably talk about till the cows come home. And that is baseball.
You're right. I'm with you, Bill. Baseball was my first love back when I was growing up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I mean, I fell in love with our hometown Philadelphia Phillies. And it's been a love affair that's continued as far as baseball. But of course, now I'm a Chicago Cubs fan.
Well, now, were you a baseball player growing up, or just a baseball fan?
I dabbled in it a little. I wasn't any good, and that's why I'm just a runner. But I've always loved baseball. I love all sports, but baseball was my first love.
Well, the baseball, I'm often tell people, I was pretty good at a lot of things, football and boxing, swimming, diving, but my favorite sport was baseball, and it was like you, maybe it was my worst sport. And my downfall was when I was like, I guess 12 years old. I had braces, no mouthpiece. I caught a ground ball in the mouth, and ever since that day, I had a fear of the baseball. But we both love baseball movies, and your article, not your list, we're probably going to focus more on the article this week, is about some of your favorite baseball movies. What is number one to you?
Well, this is really timely, because one of my favorite baseball movies, The Sandlot, and I love that scene where the boys are lying out on their field on the night of July 4th, 4th of July, and they're looking at the fireworks going off up in the sky, and playing in the background is Ray Charles' rendition, Ray Charles singing "America the Beautiful." I mean, that is classic. Every time I see that scene, it just kind of brings tears to my eyes, because I love the way Ray Charles sings that song, and I can relate to being in the Sandlot. And it's very patriotic. It's just a classic movie scene.
Well,
So that's number one.
Well, the whole movie, The Sandlot's a great movie. I've seen that so many times I can't count. So give us another highlight. We got a few minutes. Just give us a couple of your favorite ones, and I'll give you mine.
Okay. Another one that really gets to me is The Natural, with Robert Redford playing the mythical Roy Hobbs. And I love it. The end of the movie there, the climatic scene where he's over the hill and he's up there. He's already struck out twice in that game, and they need for him to come through for the championship to win the pennant. He's facing a Nebraska farm boy who kind of reminds him of himself when he was young. This guy drove, I'm sure, 100 miles per hour plus, and so Roy just on the last pitch he comes through. He hits a ball that breaks the lights over the outfield fence and keeps going. And then they had the classic song, the soundtrack playing, and he's rounding the bases, jogging real slow. And I just love that. It brings tears to my eyes. It's an emotional thing for me. Where somebody over the hill, they come through when they have to.
Well, it's kind of like real life, what Kirk Gibson did with the Dodgers versus the Athletics against Dennis Eckersley quite a few years ago. But
yes, well, for the Dodgers.
Well, I've got a lot of favorite baseball movies too, but my favorite all-time baseball thing, I don't know if you've ever read this or not, is a book called Ball 4 by Jim Bouton. Did you ever read that book growing up?
I didn't read the book, but I know what it's about, and it did make a lot of difference. It brought some attention to what was really going on behind the scenes with baseball, and so it's a monumental book.
Well, it is a monumental book, and I've got a autographed copy. I think I'm going to let you borrow it because a baseball fan like you needs to read that. But my favorite baseball movie is a recent one, and that is The Rookie with Quaid in it. And that's just it's a true story, man. It's a great movie.
Okay, I haven't seen that one, but I definitely want to see that now. I mean, if it's your favorite, it must be pretty good.
Well, I'm on the verge of issuing you demerits, being this big baseball fan, and you haven't seen The Rookie and you haven't read Jim Bouton, but that's okay. But hey, we're about to pop out of time here. I can talk baseball all day long, but
me too.
My favorite baseball quote is the way the book Ball 4 ends. Jim Bouton's a washed-up relief pitcher, learns to throw a knuckleball, tries to come back, so forth and so on. And at the end, and he's hanging on, just desperately trying to play baseball. And he says this is how he ends the book. He said, most of your life you spend gripping a baseball, but at the end of the day, it's the other way around. The baseball is gripping you. And I thought that's a great quote.
That is. I like that.
Hey, I'm not reading it either. I remember it. It's ingrained in my memory. So any big plans for the 4th before we let you slide?
No, just try to relax a little. Of course, in the newspaper business, in our profession, the reason we're number one, we work on weekends and we work on holidays, and so I'll be editing a lot of stories. But I will try to take a little break, maybe jog a little, and maybe have a little barbecue. But the journalism business goes on and keeps going.
Well, I would have to say this. A break over this week with this weather would not be jogging. I think I'd look for a pool or a water hose. So
I got you. All right. One story I probably should mention. The Army did announce on June the 12th the creation of the Space Operations Branch. And that's a big deal.
That is.
I mean, that we already have space operations officers, and now this creates a space operations enlisted side, the space operations specialty. So that's big for the folks around here.
Well, that's big also for recruiters because now they can actually recruit people into that force. So good. Hey, thanks for bringing that up. That's a pretty important bit of news. Sorry I overlooked it. And Skip, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Try to stay cool. Try to edit. Have a good 4th of July. Talk to you next week.
Well, thank you. Go Cubs. Go
Okay.
Cubs.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WCZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfer's elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfer's elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
The LG software team brings you Bamboo HR. Bamboo streamlines everything from hiring to offboarding and eliminating manual HR tasks.
With Bamboo, our customers have saved time, stay organized, and keep employees happier with a seamless HR experience.
This is unique to Huntsville and Birmingham, and I urge you to ask about it.
Just ask anyone.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Incredibly hot this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s. Heat indices could be as high as anywhere between 110 to 112. A couple of passing showers might move through during the middle and later part of the afternoon. Otherwise, we only drop into the low mid 70s as we head into the overnight. And a partly sunny sky for your Thursday. Temperatures again climbing into the mid and upper 90s.
Your Fox 54 forecast. Only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, and that was our friend Skip Vaughn, editor of the award-winning Redstone Rocket. You can find that pretty much all over town. You can just find newsstands outside of many restaurants. Just pick one up. It's free. And also, you can go to the Redstone Rocket online and read it there. But you know what today is, Brian? I forgot to mention this
I have
earlier.
no idea.
It is International Joke Day.
Oh, well.
You want to hear a very bad joke?
Always.
You know why skeletons don't fight each other?
I have no idea.
They don't have the guts.
Now that
is bad.
That is some bad comedy right there.
That is a bad joke.
Hey, you know how you keep a radio host in suspense?
No.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
Oh. That's even worse. But hey, today is National Joke Day. It's also, for those who are fans of Saturday Night Live or many other movies he's been in, it's Dan Aykroyd's birthday. He's 74 years old.
Wow.
And, you know, that is something that makes people of mine and your genre probably feel a little bit old ourselves.
Well, I was just looking at some of his comedy. He and Jane Curtin and the others doing the Coneheads from Saturday Night Live. And then they made a Coneheads movie. I was watching a couple of those skits last night and did not realize today was his birthday.
Today is his birthday. And, you know, actually, he appeared out on Redstone Arsenal when I first showed back up here in about 2008. He actually has a vodka that he has made called Crystal Skull Vodka.
Yep, comes in a glass skull bottle.
Comes in a glass skull bottle. Well, he was at what we call the Class 6 store, which is the base liquor store. Somehow the owner of that, or the manager of that store, knew him. He got him to come out there for a special promotion, and I didn't know this was going on. I just went out there to get some gas, and God, there were hundreds of people in line.
Wow.
And, you know, how many movies did he do? Ghostbusters, what, 2? Ghostbusters 2, and then...
Yeah, there was a couple of them. He shows up in the most recent one. But all sorts of appearances, too.
Well, the thing that blew my mind when he was up there, he was there to sign the Crystal Skull bottles as people bought them.
Yeah.
But how many people, you know, just like Trekkies, Star Trek fans, they're groupies all over the place. I had no idea that there was the same amount of devotion to the Ghostbusters movies.
Yep.
There were bunches and bunches of people there in the Ghostbusters uniform with the little anti-proton packs on their back.
Yeah.
And I did go in there. I didn't buy a bottle of his vodka, but I did shake his hand. He's a big guy, too. He's about 6'6".
Yeah, he's a big fella.
He's a big fella.
Also, good Dan Aykroyd movie, Nothing But Trouble.
Never seen it.
It's he plays. Well, let's see. I don't want to try to spoil it, but he plays a judge in this really small town. He's like 150 years old. So.
Oh, okay.
And mayhem ensues.
Is it a comedy or is it?
Oh, it's definitely a comedy.
Well, you know, he was in Driving Miss Daisy. That was not a comedic role, but he was very, very good in it. I don't think he's ever won an Academy Award, but it is.
Not for that accent.
No. On that movie, that was horrible.
No, it was horrible.
That was horrible. But it is Dan Aykroyd's birthday today. And I guess I was going to talk about the news, and I went researching this morning about the news. The main news story in the United States of America, other than the World Cup, is the weather. And, gosh, we got it bad here, but it's bad all over the country, wildfires. You know, I don't think I would ever want to live out west in the California area because you're either going to, A, burn up in a fire, or B, slide down a hill in a house covered with mud.
Yeah.
And, no.
And if that's not enough, earthquakes.
You might get all three of them at the same time if you're not careful. But Utah is burning to the ground right now. California's got a lot of fires going on. The Midwest is in the hundreds of degrees. The East Coast is in the hundreds of degrees. And we are at 107 today, heat index. So not good, good. So we'll go out a break on this one other little horrible joke on International Joke Day. My wallet is like an onion. Every time I open it, it makes me cry.
There you go. And we'll keep you in suspense until after the break.
Back in a bit. Wrap it up.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
This is Jen with the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Y'all need to come join us. We have so many fun things every night of the week. From Monday night, steak night, Tuesday night, karaoke, Wednesday night, we have Singo Bingo, Thursday night is bike night. Of course, we've got live music on the weekends, so y'all come join us. Meridian Street Crossing, we've got Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Come on next door to the Rocket City Honky Tonk, where we've got honky tonk music all night long. Y'all come join us. We'd love to see you.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
This is Jen with The Haven, a private event space located downtown Huntsville. If you haven't been before, this is the perfect spot for your event. Whether it's Christmas, the holidays, birthdays, weddings, rehearsal dinners, you name it, I can provide that perfect event for you. We tailor everything just for your needs, from food to flowers to the band to drinks. You name it, we've got it. The Haven, located at Meridian Crossings, downtown Huntsville.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
He's still a soldier. His blood runs red, white, and blue.
Hey, listeners out there, I want to mention something that is going on that you may not have even thought about, and that's the reception that people are getting from other countries who are coming over here to see us for the World Cup. They have fallen in love with America. Many of the things you've heard about, them going to Buc-ee's, going to gas stations, getting rides from people that they don't even know, free food given out by people at delis, and of course the ranch dressing thing.
There's a lot of good happening from the rest of the world coming to see America. And that leads me to a little thought that I came up with when I was thinking about this. If you want to hate America, if you really don't like this place, either here or abroad, then just read about it in the newspapers or watch it on TV, watch the news, watch everything that's going on. But if you want to really find out what the United States of America is like, get in a car, drive around, go meet the people, travel across country, see what this country has to offer, and you might just change your opinion. I know a lot of the international tourists, the millions, 1.24 million who have came here, have changed their mind. So we'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to talk a bit about our opponent tonight, Bosnia-Herzegovina.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
WASP Asset Software, delivered by our Next Level software team, helps you track every asset with ease, giving you total visibility over your tools, equipment, and IT assets from everywhere.
With WASP, our customers have reduced loss, improved accountability, and saved hours of tracking down what they own and where it is.
This is proven technology, and I urge you to ask about it.
HD 97.7.2, WZZN FM, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Talk Radio, WZZN.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report. Stocks kicking off the new trading month and quarter mix with the Dow on track for its 20th record close of the year as investors digest comments from Fed Chair Kevin Warsh for clues about future interest rate moves. While speaking at a central bank conference in Portugal today, Warsh dodged questions about whether an interest rate hike is in the cards this month. The tech-heavy Nasdaq is lagging, with chip and memory stocks leading the tech sector lower after a blowout quarter. Shares of Meta are surging over 9% following a report that it might plan to build a cloud business to sell excess artificial intelligence computing capacity. Shares of both CoreWeave and Nebius are tumbling on the news. Meta has cloud computing agreements with both companies. And grocery giant Kroger has gone shopping and will be snapping up food and pharmacy retailer Giant Eagle in an over $1.6 billion deal. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Hillary Barsky, invested in you.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
1819 News.
Republican state leaders are applauding a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that allows for states to ban transgender athletes, who are essentially biological males, from participating in women's sports programs. Two female state lawmakers have reacted to this ruling. State Representative Susan DuBose called the ruling a victory for common sense, and she praised the state for not waiting for Washington, D.C. to address this issue, but to proceed with protecting girls at a state level. State Senator April Weaver called it a definitive triumph for the rule of law, female athletes, and every level of athletic competition. Both DuBose and Weaver sponsored a bill in each state chamber that was passed into law in 2023 to prohibit transgender athletes from competing in this manner here in Alabama. The case that ultimately made it to the Supreme Court was similar to Alabama's and came from the state of West Virginia. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall joined 27 other states in filing an amicus brief in support of the West Virginia case. Governor Ivey has also praised Alabamians for holding the line on this issue for female athletes. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
The news cycle can be overwhelming, to say the least. Andrea Tice cuts through all the noise with the daily detail from 1819 News. Alabama and national news in just 10 to 15 minutes. What you need to know before you start your day. Find the Daily Detail wherever you get your podcast.
A realtor in Albertville has entered a guilty plea for trafficking illegal aliens into the U.S. Arely Guzman was in a courtroom in the Western District of Texas on a new arraignment where Guzman changed her plea from not guilty to guilty. Guzman was first found out by immigration agents in December of last year when she doxed some ICE agents, which gave away her new location here in Alabama. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfer's elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
3 days only. It's the Lynn Layton Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at all 4 Lynn Layton locations in Decatur. Come celebrate America's 250th birthday with free hot dogs, and the Coca-Cola wagon will be there with hot summer deals on every new vehicle. Register to win a 65-inch TV and get a free USA 250th anniversary t-shirt with any test drive. 3 days only. Don't miss the Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at Lynn Layton Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Cadillac in Decatur. 3 days only. It's the Lynn Layton Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at all 4 Lynn Layton locations in Decatur. Come celebrate America's 250th birthday with free hot dogs, and the Coca-Cola wagon will be there with hot summer deals on every new vehicle. Register to win a 65-inch TV and get a free USA 250th anniversary t-shirt with any test drive. 3 days only. Don't miss the Independence Day Sale, July 1st through the 3rd at Lynn Layton Chevrolet, Ford, Nissan, and Cadillac in Decatur.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We're going to continue to maintain the warmth as we head into the overnight. Once again, temperatures only dropping into the low and mid 70s. Thursday is going to be very similar to what we had today, a mostly to partly sunny sky, a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s with heat indices climbing into the triple digits.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WCZN, a compassionate, conservative, reasoned voice, not just for today's headlines, but for issues that matter to you. Perspective from a distinguished career of service in the U.S. Army. Courage from hours in the pilot seat of a military helicopter in war and in peace. Knowledge of cultures from around the world. Experience from a lifetime of service to America. What matters to you, from the dinner table to the halls of power. Conservative, compassionate, reason. That's The Point.
Welcome in, everybody. This is The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN, and producer Brian Temple, who does a little bit more than produce this show. He's my partner in the show, and we're glad to have him with us every day.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, I am too. I'm glad you're here. So what I want to talk about a little bit now is what's going on tonight. I find myself in a most unusual position, and that unusual position is actually looking forward to watching a World Cup soccer match. And I've been looking into that this week and reading and learning about some of the rules and regulations, and I think I'm going to watch a soccer match today where I actually sort of understand the rules. We'll see as the game unfolds. But there's another reason I want to watch that, and there's something that everybody should know about our opponent today in the World Cup, and that is Bosnia-Herzegovina. A lot of times when we have these international games and matches and things of that nature, we will play somebody who we're not that friendly with. Like we might have a match with the Soviet Union, and it might get called off because we're having trouble, or Iran or Iraq or somebody like that. And we just say, no, we don't want to play them. They're bad guys. There's going to be a lot of trouble, potential demonstrations. But today is just a little bit different, and I will tell you why. The reason is because Bosnia-Herzegovina pretty much exists as an independent nation because of the efforts of both the United Nations and the United States of America. In 1992, Bosnia and Herzegovina were a part of Yugoslavia, and they broke away. They said, we don't want to be a part of you anymore. You're mean people. And they were. And what happened was the Serbian forces who were in Yugoslavia, and they were also backed by Serbia, they started just slaughtering people over there in Bosnia-Herzegovina. They had ethnic cleansing, mass killings. Cities were under siege. And then there was a 4-year siege of Sarajevo, which many of you may remember that as a place where the Olympics were held. Well, what happened then in 1995, there was 8,000 people just slaughtered in a town called Srebrenica in 1995, July. And the U.S. and NATO said, hey, let's do something. Let's make this thing go away. And pretty much the U.S. was the leader of this action, and they had a 3-week bombing campaign that was very successful, and it's so successful that it drove the Serbs and the Herzegovinians to the negotiating table in Dayton, Ohio, and they developed the Dayton Peace Accord signed in December 1995. And what that did was that ended the war because we really put the pressure on them, and we bombed them pretty good, and it recognized Bosnia and Herzegovina as a single sovereign nation composed of 2 autonomous entities. Now, the U.S. was engaged in this combat seriously, day-to-day combat, from August 30th to September 20th, 1995. About 3 weeks worth, but a lot can happen in 3 weeks. And what those 3 weeks did was it drove the Serbians and the Bosnia-Herzegovinians to the negotiating table, and it ended the war. But the U.S. did not end their presence over there, and it was always dangerous. We had over 20,000 troops deployed to Bosnia-Herzegovina from 1995 to 2004, serving under the command of NATO, and what they were there to do was to keep the peace. And they were part of a NATO-led coalition called the Implementation Force, I-4. The U.S. still was flying air missions over there just to observe, surveil, and make sure nothing bad was going on. And this was not a U.S. ground campaign like we saw in Iraq or Afghanistan, or if we've had retired Colonel Dale Keel come on the show and tell us about, but it did work. In fact, many people say that was the most successful mission that NATO has ever accomplished. And it ended a war that lasted more than 3 years. It preserved Bosnia and Herzegovina, I hate pronouncing that word, as an internationally recognized independent country, i.e., so independently recognized they're able to enter the World Cup as a team, and it stopped the mass atrocities, the ethnic cleansing, and it created the conditions that prevented war from ever breaking out over there again. So it's still not the prettiest place in the world. There are still ethnic tensions, as there are in many regions of the world. But America had a big hand in making them what they are today. We didn't necessarily liberate Bosnia as the Americans liberated France and other countries in World War II, but we did lead the NATO military intervention that compelled the parties to negotiate, end hostilities, and preserve Bosnia and Herzegovina as an independent nation. Our combat phase over there was only a few weeks, but American troops, and I know many, many people who served over there on tours of duties, they got combat patches on their right sleeve of their uniform when they were over there, and they were over there for a decade. So why does that matter? Well, I dare say that probably not. Well, I think I can say this with certainty. Probably there's nobody on either one of those soccer teams who were alive during this conflict. And it's also a conflict that America is just pretty much forgotten about. It's just gone by the wayside. When you even talk to military folks like I do all the time, frequently, you almost have to remind them that this went on. Hey, we had something going over there. We had people going over there all the time doing combat operations. But it does exist. It was a part of our past. And I'm just curious tonight. That's one of the reasons I want to watch that. I wonder if that'll be mentioned. I wonder if any of the networks, I guess Fox is the only one who carries this match, will they say, hey, these two countries, they've got a history together. And it's not a bad history. It's a good one. And look forward to seeing if that history is discussed. And that is my little spiel on Bosnia-Herzegovina. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to Miss Kate Monroe about something a little bit more closer to home, 4th of July.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfer's elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Brian. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
Wasp Asset Software, delivered by our Next Level software team, helps you track every asset with ease, giving you total visibility over your tools, equipment, and IT assets from everywhere.
With WASP, our customers have reduced loss, improved accountability, and saved hours of tracking down what they own and where it is.
This is proven technology, and I urge you to ask about it.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to suck in at perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
The ultimate golf experience is waiting for you at the Golfus. For a limited time, you can get an unlimited membership for only $99 a month. Hit balls on the range, play any of our 2,000 golf courses, have a graduation party, or host a corporate event. For all the details, go to thegolfus.com. We have 2 locations in Huntsville and a location soon coming to Hughes Road in Madison. That's thegolfus.com.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Talk Radio WZZN, coming to you live and in color, but we're on the radio from Huntsville, Alabama. Well, we're on YouTube too, so you can check us out there. And we're here today to talk, as we have been talking all week, myself and producer Brian Temple, about the great celebration that's going on in the America's 250th birthday here in Huntsville, Alabama. And one of the key members of the committee who's putting that together is Miss Kate Monroe. Kate, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Oh, hey, I couldn't be better. We are so happy to have everybody who's came on the show this week to tell us about their little slice of the big pie, which is our 250th birthday celebration. And before we want to get into a little bit about what you're doing and the event that you're kind of organizing and putting it together, tell our listeners a little bit about Kate Monroe so they can get to know who they're listening to.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. I am Kate Monroe, and I'm the manager of special collections at the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library. I'm also the regent of Hunt Spring Chapter Daughters of the American Revolution here in Huntsville. And those 2 organizations have teamed up with the Alabama Society, Wicks Family Field at Joe Davis, and we are hosting a free military appreciation concert on July 2nd in appreciation of our military, but also in celebration of America 250. And so we're really excited about it. We'll have the 151st Alabama Army National Guard Band, and it's going to be a great event.
Oh, hey, and we're going to get into that a little bit deeper, but I got to ask you just a couple of questions about some items in your introduction. What is the special collections at the Huntsville-Madison County Public Library? What is that? I assume that's collections of books and things of that nature, but tell our listeners a little bit more in depth about what that is.
Sure. The Special Collections Department, we are the community's archive. So we preserve the history of this community every day. We do have books. We also have items like you would find in any archive. So we have journals, photographs, business records, organizational histories, clubs, and things like that. They're scrapbooks and histories. So we have a little bit of everything from this community going back more than 200 years.
Wow, that is fascinating. But I got to ask you a question. How does Kate Monroe, or how did you come into this? How did you say, wow, this is the path I'm being led, is to help maintain the archives of this community? Are you like a history major or something of that nature?
I do have a master's degree in public history. I came to this career not in a straight line. I initially went to school to teach history. I've always loved history. It's always been a passion of mine. But after I got my degree to teach, I had a little trouble finding history jobs at the time. And I sort of switched gears and looked into public history. If you don't know anything about public history, I think of public history as the active field of history. So careers in museums and archives and the places where people can really interact with history. That is what public history covers. So I went to the University of North Alabama, got my master's degree there, and then I came to work for the library as an assistant in the Special Collections Department about 8 years ago, and I have worked my way up. I was archivist for a little bit, and this year I became manager of the department.
Well, so I take it that you are a native North Alabamian from somewhere around here?
I am. I'm from Hazel Green.
Oh, well, that's somewhere around here.
Yes.
I think we'll claim you. And by the way, I want to mention something you said. You didn't take a straight line into this.
Right.
How many of us in this great world of ours have ended up on a straight line of ending up where we are today? I can certainly tell you that my career path, from the cockpit of a helicopter as a pilot to here, it has zigged and zagged more than you can imagine. So,
right.
But you know what? That's also the fun thing. So, on your day-to-day job, and we're going to get to the concert in a bit, but on your day-to-day job with Special Collections, do you go out actively and seek stuff, or is stuff just given to you and you make sure that it's maintained properly?
We do a little bit of both. We preserve what we have. We preserve our documents, our books. But we also do go out into the community and try to collect as many stories and as much history as we can. Since 2020, we have a program where we can take our scanners out into the community and scan historical documents, and where we keep the digital scan of the document, the person who owns it gets to keep the physical. So we can still make that history available to the public, but that person doesn't lose their document that they still care about. So we've done that. So we've done that for several of the churches here in Huntsville, and a couple of families as well. So we are actively going out into the community and always looking for more stories and more history to preserve.
Now, would it be safe to say that you know all the dirty little secrets of Huntsville, Alabama?
Probably not all of them. I'm always learning something new, and that's one of the things that I love about my job, is that I'm constantly learning and uncovering things that I didn't know, which is great.
Well, hey, you never know what you don't know. So just along that same thread, just to pull the thread just a little bit further, let our listeners know perhaps some of the most, or maybe one of the most, or a couple of the most interesting things you have learned about our area that maybe just wouldn't be intuitively obvious to the regular citizen.
Well, I think part of what makes Huntsville great is we are, if nothing, we are great at adapting to change. Huntsville went from this sleepy, tiny little town And then all of a sudden, industry hit, and we became a cotton mill town. We had mills everywhere. And then World War II hit, and we became a hub for military and defense. And like I said, we're constantly changing and adapting, and that to me is interesting. So that finding those little ways of ways that Huntsville has changed over the years has always interested me.
Well, and one more thing on that before we move on to another topic are the things that you have in your special collections, are they on display somewhere, or does the general public have access to them some way, somehow?
Our department is always open when the library is open. So if the downtown library is open, you can come in and do research in the archive. We do have exhibit space here in the department, and we typically do scans of the original documents and photographs and put those copies on display so that we don't have to worry about things like light exposure and things like that. But then that lets visitors learn more about what we have in our collection, and a little bit more of our history when they visit.
Well, now let's switch gears just a little bit, because I noticed you were also involved with the Daughters of the American Revolution, and that caught my eye because growing up just north of here in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, my mother was most active, a very active member of the DAR, and I don't know what that makes me, but I've still got all her paperwork and everything, all her certificates. So what is your role in the Daughters of the American Revolution? And I guess let me digress 1 second before you answer that. That's still a pretty active organization, as I understand it. Is that correct?
It is definitely an active organization. The DAR is if you don't know anything about the DAR, it's a non-political, nonprofit women's service organization, and it's dedicated to historic preservation, education, and patriotism, and it is one of the largest women's service organizations in the world. So yes, still very active. We have 5 chapters just right here in Madison County. So yes, very, very active.
Well, let me ask you this. What does one have to do to, I mean, I'm sure you just can't walk in and say, hey, I am a Daughter of the American Revolution, I want to join. What kind of documentation do you have to be a member of that group?
So to join the DAR, you have to be a woman who can prove her lineage to a revolutionary patriot. And a patriot can be someone who actively fought in the military, or they can be someone who provided supplies, served a political office during the war, or helped in other ways. And so basically you would prove your lineage back to that ancestor. And we have in the DAR, we have an officer called a registrar, and their specialty is genealogy research. So all you would need to do is reach out to your local chapter and reach out to the registrar, and that registrar will help you walk through the process of how do I prove my lineage back all the way 250 years ago, because sometimes that can be a daunting task.
Well, now, is that, you see this stuff on TV all the time, like Ancestry.com. Do people come in with that type documentation and say, hey, look what I found on the internet, or do you have to go through your registrar?
You can get started on your own. I do recommend working with a registrar at some point, just because they can make your life so much easier. But yes, you can do a lot of that base work on Ancestry and bring what you found to the registrar, and then the registrar can help you find legal proof. So you would need things like a will or a deed, or a birth record or a death record, things like that for each generation to prove that passage of ancestry.
Well, pardon me for being so interested in this, but I'm,
Sure.
It's part of my heritage. In fact, I'm a member of the Sons of the Republic of Texas because I'm a descendant of the commander of the Alamo. So, and I had to go through all that stuff, graveyard etchings and things of that nature. So what is your role with the DAR? Are you in a leadership position, and how many people are in your organization?
I am. I am the regent of Hunt Spring chapter here in Huntsville, and our regent is basically our chapter president. And we have in our chapter over 150 members. Yes, we're a very, very active chapter. We do a lot in our community, a lot of community service. Yeah.
Well, is there not around here somewhere a DAR high school? Seems like I've heard of that, or am I just imagining that?
You're not imagining it. There is. It's called the Kate Duncan Smith DAR School in Grant, Alabama.
That's
it's
it.
up
That's
on the
what.
mountain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. And we support KDS. And KDS is supported by chapters all over the nation. So it's a great story of great school. We really love KDS. So.
Well, that's great. So now we're going to get to the point where we take the regent of the Hunt Spring chapter and the Daughters of the American Revolution, and how did those two come together to organize this concert that's going on tomorrow night?
Well, so like I said, I hold a position in both the Huntsville Public Library and the Hunt Spring chapter. And then as a member of the Hunt Spring chapter, that makes me a member of the Alabama Society DAR. And so it really is just a way to celebrate, like I said, celebrate America 250. Several of us have worked together on this project to make it a group effort. So several organizations have come together in support. And then we just decided that a free concert by a military band here in Huntsville, a military town, would be a fabulous way to celebrate America 250. And again, it's a military appreciation event. So we will be giving out $10 concession credits for the first 350 veterans or active service members through the gates. And that is thanks to a sponsorship provided by the Madison County Legislative Delegation. They were so generous in helping with our hospitality sponsorship. And again, it's the main goal with the concert is to say thank you to our veterans and service members. Without them, America would not have made it 250 years. We would have never started. So it's a way to say thank you.
Now, the concert, and I always screw this up, but this is at Wicks Family Field at Joe Davis Stadium, not the other way around. And what time does it start? And tell everybody about parking, if they need to bring clear plastic bags. I assume there's not a ticket requirement. Just give us a little more details so people can be prepared when they're ready to roll.
Okay. So the concert is July 2nd. We start, the gates open at 4:30. And starting at 4:30, you can come in. We will have displays set up from over 15 veteran nonprofits and community service organizations that will have displays available to browse. We'll also have some local history displays to look through. So people are welcome to come in at 4:30, get some concessions, look through the displays, and then find a comfy seat. And the program begins at 6 p.m. And like I said, it's about an hour and a half run time for the band. So we will have an intermission so people can take a break, stretch. The band can get water. We want everybody to stay hydrated. But yes, we are following the stadium's policies. So they have a clear bag policy. You'll need to bring a clear bag. You can bring a refillable water bottle, but it needs to be clear and empty as you enter. And let's see, parking is free. The entry is free. If you are a veteran or military service member, please bring your ID so that you can get that $10 concession credit.
So I assume that means the concession stands will be open.
The concession stands will be open, and we will have water, water fountains, water on the field. So we want everybody to stay as hydrated as possible. So yeah.
Well, one other thing about the concert, just in general, is I don't think this is going to be an issue, but I want to mention it anyway, just in case there is an inclement weather issue with a pop-up thunderstorm or something like that. Is it going to go on rain and shine, or is there a website where people can check and say, hey, the unexpected tornado happened, we're not going to be able to do it tonight?
So, yes, we are actively watching the weather. Our plan is to go on unless it is actively storming during the event. So, of course, the stadium has a lightning policy, and we will gladly abide by that. So if we have lightning, if we have thunderstorms, we will have to pause and take shelter, and then 30-minute increments, we'll start back as soon as we can. Now, if it's showtime and we are just inundated with thunderstorm after thunderstorm, we may have to look at canceling then.
Well, that's not going to happen.
For the most part, right, it's not going to happen. For the most part, we are rain or shine. We do have a backup plan just in case we wake up in the morning and we see that it's 90% chance of storms at 5 o'clock. We will have a backup plan, and we'll post that information on the on the library's event website, on our events page on the library's website. You can also look at the Alabama Society DAR public Facebook page under events. We'll post updates there as well. And if we do have to move to our backup location, we'll have a sign there at the stadium, and our backup location is going to be Trinity United Methodist Church, which is just down the road from the stadium, thankfully, so it's not a huge hassle. But we're praying for no rain, no storms.
Well, it's not going to happen. I can tell you that. I am the weatherman. It's not going to happen. So one final thing, what kind of music, do you know what the band plays? Are they a patriotic band, or they just play a variety?
They're a military band, and they are doing a patriotic set, sort of a history of patriotic music here in this country. So it's going to be a great event. We hope everybody can make it out to the stadium tomorrow night. So.
Well, it's just going to be another one of the many, many great events that's happening this week in Huntsville, Alabama. And I want to let you know it's been a pleasure to talk to you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we were glad to have you. And next time, maybe in 250 years, we'll do it again. How about that?
That sounds great.
All right. Well, Kate.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, glad you could take time to be with us. And we're going to go ahead and let Kate go right now, and glad you could join us today. That's Kate Monroe. She's the one who's the brains and the brawn and the muscle behind the concert tomorrow at Wicks Field.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
This is Bill Crawford, host of The Point on Talk Radio WZZN. I recently had a stem cell procedure on my right knee from Dr. Charles Lee of Regenesis. Stem cells are harvested from your body and re-administered back into your body. This approach is painless, quick, and requires no lengthy rehab. My knee feels better already. Regenesis is located at 4025 Pepperwood Circle Southwest, Suite C, Huntsville, Alabama. Call 256-715-8193 or Google their website for more information.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well, try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care, no appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Your Fox 54 update.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We're going to continue to maintain the warmth as we head into the overnight. Once again, temperatures only dropping into the low and mid 70s. Thursday is going to be very similar to what we had today, a mostly to partly sunny sky, a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s with heat indices climbing into the triple digits.
Your Fox 54 forecast, only on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, everybody. This is The Point with Bill Crawford and producer extraordinaire Brian Temple. Brian, how you doing today? You having fun with this so far?
You know, I think this heat's getting to me. I'm having to sit down for a little bit. It's tough out there.
It is tough out there. And one thing I did want to mention before we get out of here today, there's so much stuff going on, and I do believe that I want to mention some of the places where you can watch the game tonight. Again, I'm actually going to watch it. I'm looking forward to it. Field Day is one of our partners on Zone Deals, and you can watch the game there. They're showing every game, including tonight's matchup. They're starting with a happy hour at 4 to 7, so that's my first place I would mention that you may want to go and watch that game. And there's other places too. In fact, there's quite a few places you can watch it at. The law firm of Timberlake, League, and Brooks, who we don't have a relationship with, but they are closing down the street in a stretch of Holmes Avenue in front of their office.
Well, if they want to be a sponsor,
they can.
256-382-0724.
We will accept you. You are, yea, verily, you are approved. But they're going to have giveaways. They're going to have Huntsville Football Club's tickets, a training session from the U.S. Soccer Club, which would be useless if I won that thing. And they're also going to be giving away gift cards. It starts at 6 o'clock, and if you want to go to that, you need to bring your lawn chairs. Stovehouse is another place where you can go watch that at the Shed at Stovehouse. Never been to the Shed at Stovehouse, but I do know where Stovehouse is. And they're telling people to wear their red, white, and blue. And this isn't that bad. They're going to be offering free Michelob Ultra and Stella Artois tastings. And again, that starts at 6 p.m. And the way they're going to kick that off is with dueling pianos in the food garden. And another place you can watch this at is the Von Braun Civic Center, and there's a couple of ways you can do that. They're going to have 3 oversized screens at the Mars Music Hall, and just the other day we were at the Mars Music Hall for our Rocket City Awards. And that, folks, is, if they're going to put it on the screen that we were using, that is going to be an unbelievable place to watch that game at. And also Rhythm on Monroe, which is right there adjacent to the Mars Music Hall. They're going to have reserved tables and TVs on the roof. Given my druthers, I think I would go to the Mars Music Hall and sit in the air conditioning rather than go to the roof. And again, I mentioned field day already. They're starting at 4 o'clock, and again, the game starts at 7 o'clock. So a lot of stuff to do, a lot of options to go watch the U.S. versus Bosnia-Herzegovina today. I will be watching it from the comfort of my home, and hopefully it will be an interesting game. And by the way, this is in what is called the knockout round, which I had no idea what that was until I started researching this stuff a little bit. The knockout round means just about what it sounds like. If you lose, you go home. The game is over. The World Cup is over for you. And we've been on a roll. We accumulated enough points to get into the knockout round. Now that, again, I understand how that works. So you may want to go check it out tonight. There's a lot of other things happening in Huntsville, but I think the big attraction today is going to watch the World Cup. And again, beware of the heat. No matter where that's only 1 or 2 inside places that I mentioned where you can go watch that at, and it's still going to be hot at 7 o'clock when this thing starts. I think last night, Brian, I looked at my thermometer outside, and it was at 9 o'clock. It was still like 84 degrees.
Yeah, same on North Parkway. When I left to come in here today, Ollie the Wonder Dog was being not quite a lady. Lying on my bed with the ceiling fan blowing on her. So she was desperately trying to cool off all of her. So I imagine Winston has more hair than Ollie, so I imagine he's doing much the same.
Well, Winston won't even let that little snout go out the door in the heat like this.
Right.
I don't blame him. It's mighty hot out there.
Well, Ollie will go outside, but it's all business.
Do you have little pads on it? Oh, all business. I get the point.
Yeah.
I get the point.
Yeah, we jump over the concrete on the patio and into the lawn.
Oh, there you go.
And then we jump back.
Well, that's a good way to do it. So take care of your pets. They mentioned that on the news this morning when I was watching the Today Show. They put a little thing on there about your pet's feet and how hot it is. And what did you say? Something like?
Yeah, Jordan Dressman had a graphic on the weather the other night. It said that on a 95-degree day, asphalt is as hot as 140 degrees.
And also asphalt, when it heats up, you can actually move it around with a screw.
It actually loosens up.
It loosens up, and it can stick to your shoes, and it can stick to your feet. And
and if it's 140 degrees and stuck to you, it will keep burning you.
Yes, so make sure you don't do that. And
just stay inside.
just stay inside if you can. That's the smartest thing to do. And by the way, also keep an eye on your air conditioner. You don't want that thing running 24/7. And it's easy to let that happen nowadays. Even if you have the thermostat on a reasonable setting, it still may continue to run and run and run.
Well, yeah, I spent some good money about a year ago and had them, my company, come out and do a annual checkup. And they'll come out and make sure everything's all right. They'll take the hose and compressed air and blow out all the fins from the condenser and all that stuff and make sure it's up and running, because I've been through summer in Alabama and I know that thing needs to be at full strength.
It does indeed need to be full strength. Well, speaking of full strength, let's go ahead and get out of here and wrap this day up.
You're listening to The Point with Bill Crawford on Talk Radio WZZN.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and this summer we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Your home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas is Talk Radio WZZN.
And I'm still hoping, waiting, praying I did not die in vain.
Folks, thanks for tuning us in on this hot Wednesday afternoon.
Turning us in? What do we do?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's don't even.
I thought I heard the police.
They could turn us in for something, I'm sure. But glad you did tune us in today. Tomorrow we're going to have more of the same, where we're talking about the celebration in Huntsville. We have Beth Goodwin coming on with Early Works, and we also have Joanna White coming on with Mid-City. They're having a big thing out there, and they're about to relocate to another location. So, and as usual on Thursday, we will have a little brief interview with Seth Burton, who is our man with eyes on Washington.
Also, Jordan Dressman said he'd stop by and say hello.
Oh, great. We hadn't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, he went on a week-long vacation. I was talking to him yesterday, and he's going to drop by his usual Friday spot, only on Thursday.
Well, that's great. So that's what we have going on tomorrow, and glad you listened to us today. And one final thing, when you turn your local news on tonight, this just popped up on my news feed. They have captured the heritage geese, 550 of them. So that story ain't going away, and it's going to get more and more interesting tonight. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Bill Crawford and Brian Temple with The Point. Y'all have a good day, and we will be back tomorrow. Keep our soldiers and all of our servicemen in your prayers, and be safe and be good to each other.
Wonder what barbecue goose tastes like.
I don't know. Let's go find out.
Yeah. Y'all look out for each other, would you?
And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
This is Talk Radio, WCZN.